Hey, good morning, Eastern Oregon, and welcome to this July 3rd version of AM Live on EOA, your connection to Eastern Oregon. We are glad that you are here this morning with us. If you have an interest in finding our content, please go to eoa.network, and there's a link tree, and that'll take you where you can find our YouTube and our Facebook and all of the different places where our content is available. Glad that you're here. Here in just a little bit, we're going to have one of our summer interns. Loren Willey will be here with us, and they just got started. We'll talk a little bit more about our intern program and so on and so forth. So,
nice.
Yeah, how are you, man?
I'm good. Good. It cooled down a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, but the day before that,
Man, I thought we were going to get storms yesterday afternoon.
It felt like it,
Yeah.
huh? Like some thunder was gonna.
Yeah, because it got dark there, or against the sky for a little bit and stuff, and
I like thunderstorms. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
It makes the sky really pretty.
It does. This time of the year, the only problem is that you get hail a lot too. When you get the cold air hitting the warm air, and then
Those weird stuff.
Yeah, it does.
It starts forest fires, which we live in an area where, we're surrounded by basically gasoline. You know what I mean? If you drop a match on it, it'll blow up like gasoline.
Yeah. I think that especially during this time of the year, all of the emergency services people and everything, they just hold the breath. It's like
just waiting for that phone
call.
It's
just please everybody be, wise and all of those different things and stuff.
Well, it's gonna have to burn eventually. That's how it works. You know what I mean? That's how forests regenerate. But Oregon's done such a bad job at managing their forests that it's all going to burn at once for us.
It's funny. I was doing some drone work out in the Palmer Junction area, out that is north of Elgin. There, and man, that when you get out there, you get a little bit of elevation, and it's really pretty up there. And I was coming back, and one of those forests, I'm sure it's privately owned, but it was so clean. The trees were fairly close together, but it looked like a lawn almost. It was longer than that, but still. Mm-hmm. And I thought, man, what a beautiful example of somebody who has maintained their property really well.
Unfortunately, 95% isn't privately owned.
Right,
and you go up there.
Yeah.
I was up there, I don't know, a month ago, probably up the 600 road, up past the dump,
Yeah.
And literally everywhere, just down trees and slash, and it's just, it's great for mushrooming, but it's not great for if something sparks that. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good at all.
Yeah. Well, hey, you want to do sports?
Let's do it.
All right.
AM Sports Report brought to you by Hobby Habit in LeGrand. Hobby Habit is having their annual Traxxas All-American Summer Sale. Save 10% on Traxxas's most popular models during this sale. And Traxxas, if you don't know about Traxxas, you need to head in there and check them out. They're the top of the line RC cars. They're really cool. I've got to drive one before, and they go up to 75, 80 miles an hour. Joe's got everything you can imagine down there, from batteries, body kits, suspension. Go check it out, 411 First Street in LeGrand. Hobby Habit, just for the fun of it. It's going to be quick today. We were going to talk a little bit about Shrine. We're 3 weeks, just over 3 weeks away from Shrine, July 26th at 6 p.m. from Baker City. It'll be live streamed right here on EOA Live. It's exciting. The rosters are a little light this year. They don't even have the rosters out yesterday, and I talked to my guy Mike Rudy last night about that, and they're working on it. They're just a little bit behind on getting rosters out. The cheer rosters have been determined for a couple months, and they're slowly rolling those pictures out of the cheer girls. And I also talked with Megan Day from OCCA yesterday. She's in charge of the cheer part of Shrine, and they're ready to go. They have their schedule all set, and they're gonna head to Baker on Thursday of that week and do their thing. They go to a couple different luncheons and a couple barbecues, and then they shoot their intro videos on Friday night. Yeah, we shoot the intro videos for the cheerleaders on Friday night in a hotel, and then Bennett stays up all night and edits them so he can have them ready for the game on Saturday. It's crazy. That's part of what goes into Shrine. And then during the week before, we spend some time up at EOU, and we use one of the dorm rooms, and we shoot the intro videos for the players, and then Bennett edits. So we'll shoot one team one night, another team the next night, and those will be ready by Shrine time, and it just adds to the quality of the game. I mean, Benny does a great job on editing these intros, and they end up looking just really cool, and it just adds that, a whole nother level to the presentation. There's not any Legion or softball going on really this weekend. I mean, it's 4th of July. The softball team might, like the UC Lightning might have a tournament. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to anybody about that. But I'm pretty sure that baseball's off. So I'm in the email loop for Legion Baseball, and I haven't seen an email in a week probably. So I'm assuming with Parker recovering from his medical stuff and Dalton Sheets taking over, kind of managing, they don't have a tournament this weekend, because I would have saw some sort of email. Speaking of Dalton Sheets, he's going to be coaching at the Shrine game for the East. He's one of the coaches. So we have head coach Dalton Sheets on the East, and then we have Kenai Huff, who will play both ways, defense and offensive line, from LeGrand, and then we also have Kendall DeYoung, cheerleader from LeGrand. And then there might be other local players, but you know what? There's not a roster, so I can't tell you who they are because I don't know. As soon as they have the finalized roster out, I will let you know. That's about all I got for you today. And Sports Report brought to you by Hobby Habit, the best selection of Traxxas RC cars in Eastern Oregon.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look outside at our weather today. And it's warm. I think it's a little better day today, not quite as hot today. This is our downtown weather cam, kind of points towards Mac Square and does a sweep one way or the other, looking one day way down Adams Avenue and then down the other. If you know of a business that wants to sponsor and be a part of our weather cam, it's amazing the number of people that tune into that and leave it on all day. So anyhow, let's take a look at the weather graphic. So 84 today, 84 this morning, 55 tonight, which is a good relief. Last night was it wasn't near as hot, which was good.
Look at that. No rain all week except for 4th of July.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
It is.
And look at that temperature on, what is that, Tuesday? Holy mackerel.
Yeah, it looks like
it's getting all the way up to almost
it's gonna be warm all next week. We're gonna be in the middle of this.
But look at that temperature for tomorrow. 70 and AM showers. I love it. That's great. That's gonna be great for 4th of July. A lot of people, don't go out because it's so hot on 4th of July.
Yeah.
That's inviting. You know what I mean? Like it'll be really nice out there at Buffalo Peak.
Yeah, it will.
As long as it doesn't rain in the evening.
Yeah, well, and a little later on, we'll be talking to you more about the 4th of July events that are coming up. So, good. All right, well, hey, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back in just a minute with our intern, Loren Willey. Be right back. All right, we're back. Loren Willey, how are you, man?
Pretty good.
So, yeah, hey, thanks for being our victim today and jumping in with us. So, you and your brother, your brother Aiden and Caden May,
Yep.
right, are three interns at this point, and Caden is out of town, and your brother Aiden was
Sleeping.
probably still sleeping.
Yep.
So, well,
So
hey,
he threw you under the bus.
Yeah.
He didn't get up and made you do this by yourself?
Nope.
Oh, man.
I was expecting it was going to be the opposite way.
why is that you would sleep in and
Oh, yeah.
and bail in, bail out, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, so you had, so the way this happened is we all go to the same church together, and we've had interns in the past, and I asked you guys if this is something you would be interested in, and so then this is really the first week that you guys have. We met a couple of weeks ago, and then you had a camp that you guys went to, and then this is really the first week that you guys have been here and been involved. So why don't you tell us what it is that you did yesterday?
Well, yesterday we went down to downtown and shot a tea shop, and that was fun.
Yeah. So why that? What's the significance about going there? So
I don't know. It was just fun, and it was a learning experience.
yeah. Now, have you done video stuff before?
Not like this, but kind of.
Yeah. So tell us what you did before.
Well, so at school they had a class where we shot film and made segments, but it was all with iPads.
Okay. And then tell them what. So Benny is kind of gone. Benny is your immediate supervisor. He's the one that's like managing you guys. And so just tell us the procedure, what you went through yesterday.
So basically we went down, shot some stuff, came back.
Now, what did you do when you shot some stuff? Yeah.
Well, we just like kind of looked and see what would be good to shoot, like what would be interesting, and what would like show them what it's about.
Okay. And you interviewed the owner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then who did the editing when you guys got back?
All three of us. So me, Aiden, and Caden.
Okay. And so you guys took this footage and put this thing together?
Yep.
Yeah.
We did have some help from Ben though.
Good. Yeah. Well, good. Well, Benny, just play just a little bit about this. This is the new tea shop that's downtown, and just play a little bit of this so that they can kind of see how it looks.
My name is Hannah Howder, and my business is Whitewater Tea and Coffee. We opened on June 28th, and that was last Saturday. We are located downtown LeGrand in between Blue Mountain Outfitters and Peak Studio. So what we do here is make specialty coffees, matcha, chai, boba drinks. We use ingredients that are like a better option for you. So like Monin with real cane sugar. We have fruit purees that have real fruit in them. We just wanted to bring something different to LeGrand and something that you couldn't find at any other coffee shop. So my favorite drink is the Scout, which is chai and a hojicha shot on top. And what hojicha is roasted matcha. And so it brings out more of a chocolatey nutty flavor and less caffeine. We have a section on our menu called Guide Snacks. And
Good. So in that kind of a thing, people might not know that we shoot an interview, and all of those questions that we ask are in one. I mean, you sit down with the owner or a person and you ask them those questions, and then you just shoot a bunch of B-roll. B-roll is just stuff. I mean, the jars and the environment, and some of that B-roll you shot because she talked about the location where they were at and stuff.
Right.
And so then, and I really like that sweep that that you showed or whoever did that, the intersection, and then you swept to where the store was because that's super critical. And no, and then so then you cut the interview up, and then you cover the edits with B-roll or throw the B-roll in to make it interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. So what did you learn through that process? What was interesting for you?
Well, I learned how to use a camera.
So this is the very first time that you've had a real camera. In the past, it's just been like a phone or an iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, what? So tell me. Let's talk about you a little bit. How old are you? And
I'm 14.
14. Okay. And what? Tell me about the hobbies that you have. What do you do?
I really like to play soccer.
Okay.
That's fun. Yeah, I don't know what else. I just like to be outside.
Yeah. But you've taken guitar lessons,
Yep.
right? So how long have you been playing the guitar?
8 years?
Oh, wow.
7 years?
So a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Now, and I'm trying to remember, Caden's musical too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Does he play the keyboard?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And so, and does your brother play an instrument?
No.
So, well, cool. Well, is there anything specifically that you want to learn that maybe you haven't?
How to edit faster.
How to edit faster, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause that took forever.
Yeah. Did you like, I mean, in this whole process, is there anything that like sparked your interest more than something else? Like, wow, I'd like to do that again more.
Well, I mean, it all was fun. But I really like shooting the B-roll in the interview.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was telling you earlier that it's just fun to be able to shine the light on people that are doing good things. So, yeah. All right. Well, man, I appreciate you being on and being here, and we'll we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Eastern Oregon is full of interesting people, with interesting minds and interesting things to say. Here at EO Live, we're committed to connecting you to these intriguing people with EO Talks. We let our special guests share their ideas and life experiences with deep, open, engaging, and inquisitive conversations. You'll also be informed in depth on some of the most recent and relevant events, issues, and more. EO Talks on EO Live, your connection to Eastern Oregon, now on Roku.
All right, we're back, man. So, have you been following the Kohlberger case? Is that how you say that guy's name?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard something. I don't even know what he did.
Well, he's the one. He's the dude that killed the 4 college students and.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
had
yeah,
his.
yeah.
They did something with his trial yesterday because I was watching the Puff Daddy verdict yesterday, and it like cut into that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, yeah. But I didn't see what. I mean, was he guilty? He admitted to it.
Finally,
Yeah.
and that's the thing that's just so awful. Is so then this, I think this happened in 22. The murders did, and so all of this time, and so then the defense requested a change of venue, and so they moved it to Boise. All of this time,
From Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah,
Or,
well, from Moscow.
Moscow, yeah.
yeah, and then and so yeah, and then finally he just
Yeah,
caved.
but they had him dead to rights, didn't they? Like
They did, but they had him.
DNA
But
evidence,
yeah, but they had him. I don't know. Something happened where something was disqualified in his defense recently, and so then whatever they had whatever they had to defend him with, whatever content, that went away.
Well, wasn't yesterday just his plea hearing?
Well, it was, but what was new was is they were planning on, they've been preparing to go to trial this entire time.
Right.
And then he finally decided, he struck a deal with the DA. To where
Oh, okay. He took a plea.
he took a plea, yeah.
Yeah, he took
And-
a deal.
Yeah, but the tragic thing is he could have taken a plea 2 years ago and not drag the family and all that through
He
this.
probably just did. He probably just took a plea so he doesn't get the death penalty. I don't know.
Well, right, but he could have done that same thing a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So,
You know, they're gonna. Kotek signed an executive order yesterday.
what was that?
Schools have by Halloween of this year to come up with a district policy that prohibits cell phone use for the entire school day, including passing between periods.
Really?
Yep, they have till October 31st to submit it to the state.
Huh. Oh,
Yeah.
that'll
Next by Halloween, all 197 public school districts,
huh.
and on an executive order, that means no phone use during passing periods or lunch, which is a big change for high school kids right now.
Yeah, but
A
how
big
could you
change.
Right, but in an in an open campus, like
Oh yeah, you could leave campus and use it. Yeah, that's whatever. But on campus, it'll be
right,
no cell phones.
right. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like that idea.
I do too. You know, I
We
mean, I
made it
guess-
without a cell phone. My mom didn't need to call me. You know what I mean? I didn't need
Yeah.
to call my mom, and
Yeah,
ever.
I mean that's my only. I mean, there will be certain parents that will be like, well, wait, what if my kid needs?
Their diaper changed. What if they need an Advil? Go to the nurse like we used to. What if they need a daytime snack? Like, oh no, come on.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, I'm like, your kid doesn't have to have access to you all the time. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. We all made it just fine without. I mean, we had a payphone. You know how we used to use the payphone? There used to be a payphone down right in the gym, right by the door there.
Yeah.
And we used to dial collect and say, "Come pick me up," and hang it there. Or, "I'm gonna be home in an hour," and then hang it up. That you remember that? "Bob, we oughta baby, it's a boy." That's how he thought. He calls collect. It was like a AT&T commercial. He goes, "Bob, we oughta baby, it's a boy." That's what we used to do on that cell phone. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, or on that payphone. But it was nobody. You know what I mean? Like nobody had access. Yeah. I think it's a good idea. Phones are extremely distracting.
Yeah.
But it's also a good tool. You're taking a good tool away from them as well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's essentially everything, it's a calculator, it's an encyclopedia, it's
Yeah.
everything right here in your hand.
Yeah, I guess I guess I don't know how you would do it halfway. You know what I mean?
They're not, that's why they're not trying to.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you would, if you limit access, and you say, well, you can have access here but not here, then how do you manage that?
You're setting teachers up for failure.
Yeah.
But it's kind of surprising that a liberal governor signed an order like that.
Yeah.
I mean, because I would think that, like, a liberal would be more like, oh, yeah, they need to be able to call their parent, But no, she's
Yeah.
executive order, signed it yesterday.
Huh. Well,
I'm not against it.
no. That's funny. Not funny, but
It's interesting.
yeah.
We'll see what happens is by October 31st. We'll see what, it'll be great to ask George what their plan is.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it says they have to have a policy that prohibits cell phone use for the entire school day, including passing periods and lunch, by October 31st. So how far is that from now? That's start of the school year plus 2 months. So
Right.
they have 2 months into the school year.
Well, but the caveat is that since LHS is an open campus, I mean, about 2/3 of the kids at LHS leave the campus during lunch,
Yeah,
and so they still would have
that's
access
fine.
somewhere.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But not in between, not when they're walking from
No.
second period to
Yeah.
third period.
No.
And not when they're sitting in class, because I know for a fact that kids use their cell phones in class.
Right.
I've talked to my son on his phone in class
Yeah. Right.
before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like yeah. Yes.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Well, hey, one thing that did happen yesterday was the new playground at Riverside Park was opened up, and Bennett went down, shot a little video. I think who was with him? One of the interns were with him. And so anyhow, so take a look at this video real quick. They've been working on this thing for a while.
They only let certain people in there, or what?
Well, there's a pretty good gang there when they finally cut the ribbon.
It's with great excitement today and a deep sense of gratitude
That's
that I
Stu
stand
Spence.
before you and announce that
Can
our
they hear
brand
us?
new Riverside Park
I
Playground
think so.
is ready
I'm
to
hoping so.
play. All right, just because I'm big and loud, I got to hear a cheer one last time. Are you ready? All right, have fun. Go.
Why do they still have the fence up?
There's been a lot of conversation about this whole activity, this whole thing. That looks cool.
I mean, it looks like a playground to me.
It looks like a playground. Yeah, yeah. And we'll post that video on our social media too, so that you can go back and see that. But I really appreciate Stu Spence and his staff for navigating that. That has been probably, I don't know, maybe a 2-year project, something like that. At least a year and a half where they've been raising funds, and people like, well, what was wrong with the old one? Well, the old one was made out of wood and it was 20 years old. And so then it was just showing signs of failure, and so then they began a process of raising money for that construction and that equipment, and they went through a long process, a committee review of public folks that helped choose it. You know, I mean, they've done everything that they could to get buy-in and listening to the community and give them an opportunity to speak into that process. And then they've also raised a bunch of money. So thank you for those sponsors, those people that gave to that project. And any question that you have, Stu is super approachable, or the committee. I think they have a Facebook page, and you could talk to them about the questions that you might have. Go check it out. I'm certainly going to find an opportunity to go there with my grandkids, and so then I'll kind of have a firsthand look at it too. So, yeah.
Bud said Cove got an awesome rain yesterday and a little hail.
Yeah.
I missed that earlier. So it must have poured out there in Cove.
Yeah. So this is 4th of July is tomorrow.
Yep.
It's weird being on a Friday. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I don't think, but it's already here.
Yep. And so
Wild.
so tomorrow during the day, tomorrow at noon, there is the Embler Parade. It will actually begin at noon. If you want to be a part of that parade, then if you showed up at the school at 11 a.m., that's where they're going to line up. There's also some other activities that are happening throughout the day. A fun run. There's going to be food trucks that will be in downtown Embler around the time of the parade. We'll be streaming that parade live on the network here. And then I'll show you a little graphic of tomorrow night, Thunder at the Peak.
I just noticed, BC, they actually listened to my recommendation. They had that cornhole tournament down at the church last year,
yeah.
which was way away from everyone.
Right.
I said, you have a whole golf course.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
you have all this room. So they
Yeah.
moved it to the golf course.
Well, and it's and I
where
think
it should
the
be.
cornhole starts at 5 o'clock. I
It
think
does,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you want cornhole or you want to play cornhole, you can enter to win with a team. I think I saw where it was $20, and there will be food trucks. I would imagine it's the same food trucks that are in Embler for lunch will probably be out in Union for dinner. So the food trucks will be in downtown Union around 5-ish. Cornhole starts at 5 o'clock up at,
I think the stuff in Embler, or downtown doesn't start till 6, though.
what is it?
Yeah, I think it's 6 to 9.
What is that? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so thank you. So the food trucks in Union 6 to 9. The cornhole was at 5. Is that what we
Yes.
saw?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the fireworks are at dusk, which is normally about 9:30ish. And we will be streaming that event too. Kyle and Benny will be up on the hill.
I think this is going to be like year 6 in a row or 5 in a row
Yeah.
of doing it.
Yeah.
But hey, remember, the food during the only thing they have up at the fireworks during the fireworks is one little booth. Everything else is down in town.
Yeah.
So if you want to get something, get it on your way through. Or I mean, they have the little booth. I can't remember if it's like Lions Club or whatever it is.
But it
you know?
seems like it was just snacky stuff.
Yeah, and yeah, it was
Candy
but
and-
if you want to get
yeah.
food, you're going to have to get it on your way through town. So come a little early. There's going to be a lot of cars, a lot of congestion. So make
And-
sure you get there early so you get a good parking
Yeah,
spot.
and you'll have to walk. They do have, I think they do have normally golf carts for people that need help walking. But normally you're parking down in Union,
Yep.
and then you've got to walk your way. It's probably a half a mile.
The parking lot fills up fast too.
Yeah.
The parking lot will be filled before it is even close to dark.
Yeah. Well, and they don't. I mean, I think we can get our rigs up there, but they don't. There's no public parking available up on top.
Well, they let some people
Did
park
they?
up there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if you're like a VIP or I don't
Yeah,
know,
well,
they
I
let
mean-
some people park.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed pretty
But
full last year.
but it mean but I mean that could if they're doing cornhole in the parking lot, which I'll bet they are, then that might even be more limited than what they've had in the past. So
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should ask Dana and see.
yeah. All right.
Because I remember the parking lot up last year being extremely congested.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people parking it. I mean, there was a lot of cars. It was full.
Yeah.
There can't. I don't know if they just let like people park there until it's full, or because last year we sat there and waited for 15 minutes trying
Yeah.
to get out.
All I know is I couldn't. I mean, I didn't have the van, but I had equipment and stuff, and we're one of the sponsors, and so we normally do get VIP parking up there, and they weren't letting just anybody park up
Yeah,
there,
I
up
think
on
that
top.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
We parked the van up. We parked the van up on one last year. Though,
Yeah.
up on the top.
Up on the top. So
That's a good place for advertising.
Yeah.
It's a big, like everybody's looking up that, they see it.
yeah. Yep.
All right.
All righty. Well, I think I think that's it.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Let's
get
do
us
it.
out of here? Yeah.
On this day, July 3rd, 1839, the first state normal school in the U.S. opens in Lexington, Massachusetts. There was 3 students. 1861, on this day, the Pony Express arrives in San Francisco with overland letters from New York. 1863, on this day, the Battle of Gettysburg, the largest battle ever fought on the American continent, ends in a major victory for the Union during the U.S. Civil War. 2019, U.S. produces the United States makes more garbage waste than per person globally, and recycles the least. And it's 35% more than any other country in the world. We make 35% more waste per person. That's crazy. And that's new research by Maplecroft. What country do you think recycles the most?
Europe.
Germany.
Germany.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Germany. 68%.
Huh.
And I don't know what that number relates to. I just know Maplecroft's a thing that keeps track of global, 2024, the earliest example of narrative cave art is dated to 51,200 years ago from the Indonesian caves of Maros, Pengkep, and South Sulawesi. The pictures are people hunting a pig from 51,200 years ago. That's a long time ago.
Yes.
They were hunting pigs. My goodness. 2024, research learns that hippos can fly, or at least become airborne. In a UK study of the footfall patterns shown while running, their feet at one point
All
are
four
all four
off
off the ground. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
It sounds like a joke. Hippos can fly.
They can.
Yeah.
Number 1 movie in America 20 years ago on this day, War of the Worlds. And then the quote of the day comes from Unnamed. If you don't like something, take away its only power, your attention. One more time. If you don't like something, take away its only power, your attention. That's
All
it.
right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. So
Yep,
yeah,
we'll
so don't forget the streams tomorrow. Good way, but man, tomorrow night is going to be a perfect weather, presuming that the rain is in the morning. But what a great. Be sure and go to Buffalo Peak.
Yeah, hopefully the rattlesnakes stay away from me this year.
Thunder at the Peak. Yeah, it's tomorrow night. So all right,
Yep.
Thank you all. See you soon.